Hello guys, this is Frank from the BI forums, and in this ArmA 3 video, I want to quickly go over how I've been optimizing the spawning of AI in my version of Pakistan Insurgency, which is an ArmA 3 mission that I've been working on for a long time now. And my way of optimizing the spawning of AI, I think, is a really good way to get started on how we can all optimize our spawning of AI in our missions, and even other mod makers can integrate this as well, possibly, or at least experiment with it. It can't hurt to experiment, right? So anyway, to get started, in my Pakistan Insurgency folder, we have the EOS folder. EOS, by the way, is a series of scripts created by Bangabob, which help handle the spawning of AI. I think it's awesome. It's my favorite script to use, actually. And in there is a functions folder. In there, we have a bunch of scripts that act as functions, and basically we're only going to focus on these three. So infantry_fnc, rand_opfor.sqf, and setskill.sqf. And this is also an f.sqf as well, by the way. We'll get started with that too. So in the infantry_fnc.sqf, this basically is going to handle the creation or spawning of groups in the mission. And this line right here, line 22, let's get started with that. So this is the line that creates the group with an array with some properties assigned to that group that is spawned. And this is pretty much where it ends for most missions and mods, where once a group is created, that's that. And that is not the most optimized way you can do it, I don't think. Because when a group is created, for each individual unit of that group, it is going to activate at the same instant the AI features for each individual unit. And that is why you get that performance hit when you're playing missions with a lot of AI that spawn in. Because the AI's features are very complex. And that is something I want to get into right here. So, to counter that, we disable all of the AI features and simulations instantly, as instant as possible, which we do in the next line. As soon as the group is created, the next line of that same thing here, we disable all of its AI features, and that's basically what helps improve the performance of spawning AI alone. That's what BI needs to work on. And before I continue on, like how I handle this, BI has to add a specific, or rather a separate, optional command to the game that will allow us to create units with no AI features enabled, with its simulation, AI features all disabled instantly. So instead of creating the unit and, it activates all the AI features and then it disables it a second later, I wanted to create the unit. It has no AI features to begin with, unless you turn them on specifically like I do in the rand_opfor.sqf right here. Hopefully that makes sense. I wish BI would do that. If they would do that, I guarantee you that would fix performance, or dramatically help performance, I think, in a lot of these multiplayer missions that spawn a lot of AI groups and stuff like that. I think even Alive could benefit from my method as well, but maybe not. I don't know. It still needs a lot of experimentation, and I think it works great, but maybe I'm wrong. So anyway, to get started, I think it does work. I'm almost positive. I've tested this with many people for like a year now, so there you go. So anyway, once we've disabled all the AI features for the unit, next we have the setskill.sqf. So once all the AI features, the group gets created, the AI features get turned off immediately, or almost immediately, and then we assign the skills values for the AI, but what we're going to focus on in the setskill.sqf is this line right here, line 14, which calls a random opt4.sqf script. It just calls a script, basically. And this script basically re-enables the AI features for that unit, but it also randomizes the loadout and gets rid of some other shit as well from the unit. So, for example, if it's a opt4 unit that is created, then 7.5 seconds later, after, his AI has been turned off, and his skill has been set, then it will remove the backpack, all of his ammunition that he has. It gets rid of his night vision goggles. It randomizes his little hat. It'll randomize his uniform, vest, and goggles. By the way, these are custom functions that I've made in another script. These right here. These are all custom functions, just so you don't use these in your own mission unless you've created them yourself. Anyway. And notice how there's a performance sleep in between most of these things. So once we randomize the hat, 3 seconds later, we randomize his uniform, vest, and goggles. We a second later, we randomize the gun, and then 8.5 seconds later, that's when we start to focus on reactivating the AI and simulation features of each individual AI unit in that group. So, first thing we do is we enable the simulation. I haven't tried changing the order actually of this. It would be interesting to try it out at the end, but anyway. The enable simulation global true and enable AI and anim seem to affect the performance the most when I start activating the AI for the units. So maybe you want to put a sleep in between, like right here. Maybe right there. That would probably improve performance actually with my thing. There's a lot more room for experimentation with this, by the way, and I encourage you guys to try something like this with EOS or whatever the fuck's method of spawning AI you have. Anyway, moving on. Notice how we have like these 5-second intervals in between activating each AI. So first we enable the simulation, the animation, the FSM, the ability to move. And then these are 1 to 1.5 second sleeps because they're not really, I don't think they hit performance that much. So we have 1 second for auto target, 1.5 for target, aiming error, suppression, and move. And you get the idea. And don't worry about this line, this just randomizes a flashlight or whatever on the unit. And I think that's all that really needs to be discussed about spawning AI. So anyway, to recap what we just went over, this script right here, we create the group, we disable all of his AI features immediately, or almost immediately. We set his skill for the AI, and we call the script at the same time. And in here, we gradually, let's focus on this part. Right here, we gradually reactivate the AI features that we had turned off initially when the unit is first created. Because obviously, if you create a group of units, you want them to have AI so they shoot back at you and whatnot. So yeah, there you go. And this is what has improved the performance of my mission, especially in multiplayer, for Pakistan Insurgency specifically, but you could use this in other missions as well, I think, so, and the other mods. And like I said, or I think I said, BI can potentially fix this by adding a separate scripting command that creates a unit with no AI features enabled whatsoever, with no simulation, no AI features, none of that fucking shit that can take up any additional CPU resources of like calculation or whatever. Just have it all turned off, and then the player, or rather the mission designer, has to reactivate that shit manually. That would dramatically improve the performance of missions and mods that spawn AI, I think. Or I know, actually. So, hopefully they decide to get on that. So anyway, if you want to check it out, you can download my mission on the forum. I'll put a link in the description below. And, yeah, you just play around with it. Fuck around with it. And see what you can do. See if you can optimize it better. You probably can. If you increase the sleep values, that probably help a lot too. There's probably other commands that I don't even know about, or other functions like BIS functions you could call to make it more optimized. And yeah, let me know what you guys can come up with, and forward this to BI. Maybe they'll take my idea. They probably won't though. So anyway, hopefully the video was helpful, and if it was, cool, like it. If it wasn't helpful, then you could dislike it, but you could also ask me any questions whatsoever. If you need any help at all, or are more interested in this, just ask a question, and I will try to answer it as best as possible. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.